Hello, I'm Lara Kılıçarslan and this is Newsfeed, your dose of what people are talking about online. With just 2 weeks to go, the race for the White House couldn't be closer. Will Kamala Harris become the first female president, or will Donald Trump return for a second term? Since entering the race in July, Harris has held the slimmest of leads. The contest will likely be decided by a fraction of voters in just a handful of swing states, where the polls are neck and neck. Pennsylvania, the largest of these battlegrounds, is expected to play a decisive role. Naturally, both campaigns are pouring resources into these key states. Donald Trump, backed by tech billionaire Elon Musk, is making headlines, with Musk's controversial $1 million a day giveaway to voters in battleground states. Musk's America PAC campaign has already handed out checks in Pennsylvania, drawing sharp criticism. Legal experts argue this move may violate federal election laws, which prohibit payments in exchange for votes.
So Elon Musk has gone full-blown MAGA and is offering $1 million a day to one lucky person who signs his super PAC's petition, which he says is to support the Constitution, but really it is a petition that collects data and personal information from the people who sign it, which his PAC then uses to target those people with campaign ads and inundate them with pro-Trump and anti-Kamala Harris messaging in the hopes of getting those people to show up to the ballot box and vote for Donald Trump. It is one of the most cynical political ploys that we have ever seen. It is literally Elon Musk trying to buy the vote for Donald Trump in Pennsylvania, and not to mention, it sounds really illegal.
Love it or hate it, Musk's strong support for Trump shows how technology has moved center stage in American politics. With crypto companies' extraordinary financial contributions to campaigns this year, Silicon Valley has been labeled another swing state that'll play a vital role in the election outcome. And it looks like many are largely leaning towards Trump. Harris's team has launched a charm offensive to win back the fundraisers and execs who felt neglected by Biden's strict policies. With her personal connections, Harris hopes to bridge the gap between Silicon Valley and the Democratic Party. But it's not going to be easy. She's under stiff pressure from liberal Democrats who want to see the big companies broken up and lose some of their dominance. The ongoing tit-for-tat fighting between Hezbollah and Israeli forces continues. Israel has carried out more airstrikes targeting financial institutions that it says are linked to Hezbollah. Hezbollah, on the other hand, made a huge statement after its drone hit the Israeli Prime Minister's holiday residence in the town of Caesarea. Benjamin Netanyahu was not in the vicinity and there were no casualties. Israel has mounted a huge air campaign in Lebanon against what it claims are Hezbollah targets, killing more than 2,400 people and injuring at least 11,000. The aerial campaign is an escalation from a year of cross-border attacks between Israel and Hezbollah since the start of the war on Gaza. More than 42,000 Palestinians have been killed, most of them women and children, and about 100,000 others have been injured. And it seems Israel is taking action after being given an ultimatum by its biggest ally, the US. Trucks carrying humanitarian aid have been allowed into Gaza at Erez crossing in southern Israel. The US has given Israel 30 days to increase Gaza's access to humanitarian aid or risk the suspension of some military aid. The United Nations says at least 500 trucks were entering Gaza each day before Israel's onslaught began in October last year. And as of last month, that number had dropped to about 52. This has made living unbearable for Gazans. Some, due to desperation, have turned to crowdfunding platforms such as GoFundMe to raise funds to help them either survive or escape the enclave.
With local food system destroyed and farms damaged, People are completely dependent on supplies coming through the border. For real progress, this flow of aid must be steady and reliable. Nearly 2 million people in Gaza still face the risk of famine, and that risk will persist unless all border crossings remain open and aid continues to reach those in need.
Since the war in Gaza began last year, hunger has been a constant concern, and Israel has been condemned for using starvation as a weapon of war.
Hunger was not limited to food and water, although it was the most severe. It has reached the point where there is no loaf of bread, and hundreds of people have lost their lives to get it. But hunger has extended to safety, peace, home, and a warm embrace. Here, hunger means a lack of something. People in Gaza still long for a home that shelters them instead of a canvas tent that hurts them. For stability and safety instead of missiles raining down on them morning and evening, killing and burning people and tearing them apart. They are deprived of family gatherings and the embrace that is torn apart by the forced displacement of families between the north and south of the small city. Hunger has killed people. There is no treatment or health care. People have been deprived of all aspects of human life, and they still are.
I am Karim. From Gaza, I am a child, but I live like the children of the war. The war took away our childhood. Stop the war. Stop the war. Stop the war. Please, please help us.
People are literally dying of hunger because they cannot afford to eat. And of course, the tragedy is that we know how to treat malnutrition, so therefore we need access to the population. Without clean water, children will get sick with diarrhea. Without food, children will become malnourished, and just that combination will kill children, and it is killing children. So what is needed is access to food, the right quantity and quality of food, clean water and sanitation to stop children dying from diarrhea with underlying malnutrition, from malnutrition and starvation.
Imagine making over $400,000 a year and being fired for misusing staff meal vouchers. That's the situation a top employee at Meta now faces. Meta has sacked around 30 employees for misusing vouchers to buy items like toothpaste, washing powder, and even wine glasses.
It is so low-minded, so low-graded of an activity, and Meta has ended up firing people with six-figure salaries apparently. But this just reflects, the social structure in some places. Like, if you're working at a really great company, have some self-respect, have some dignity, and do things that are, above your floor.
Now, our next story has sparked a lot of controversy online. I'm talking about the bottled bubble tea pitch and actor Simu Liu's reaction. This all went down on CBS's Dragon's Den, which is Canada's version of Shark Tank. The drama started when the founders of a Quebec-based bubble tea company pitched their product to investors, including Liu. They were asking for $1 million in exchange for an 18% stake in their business. The founders laid out their business model, saying they have transformed the beverage into a convenient, healthier, and ready-to-drink experience using high-quality tea, fruit juice, and popping boba. But right from the start, Liu wasn't impressed. And after tasting the boba, he called them out for trying to profit off a traditional Asian drink without acknowledging its roots.
Did you like this?
I thought it was fine, but I'm concerned about this idea of disrupting or disturbing bubble tea because it's something that's
Why?
very
There
near.
can be new takes on things.
Sure,
Nothing-
but I'm looking
not
at
everything
I'm
has
looking
to
at
be
these two guys.
traditional.
No, but then there's also an issue of cultural appropriation. There's an issue of taking something that's very distinctly Asian in its identity and quote unquote making it better, which I have an issue with.
I'm sure you're wondering what happened next. Well, none of the other dragons shared Liu's concerns. So Boba ended up securing the investment. But After Liu's comments, many took jabs at the company for trying to sell a traditional Taiwanese tea-based drink that has gained popularity around the world over the past decade.
People say that boba's cultural appropriation situation is simply just how the market works. Yeah, the market works by exploiting. That's literally a standard fundamental pillar of capitalism. So when you don't understand what cultural appropriation is, it is most likely because you see the world from a lens of, you drank the Kool-Aid by which you now believe that the world we live in is fair and equal.
I'm hesitant to call it cultural appropriation because making a better for you boba, I don't really have an issue with. The one issue I did have was, we're the people that know how to make this better than the Asians. They said this was like not an ethnical drink anymore. And that's where I'm like, whoa, that's incorrect.
To me, cultural appropriation, it's not what you're doing, it's how you're doing it. If you come into the space and you say, hey, there's a lot of incredible product out there, that's awesome. All that we heard was them saying, it's sugary, we don't trust the shops that are making it, we're the first ones to do this popping boba, all of which is extremely disrespectful and inaccurate.
Now, buckle up. This year's Paris Motor Show has showcased the latest and greatest from top brands in an electrifying week-long extravaganza. Pinar brings us up to speed.
Europe's largest motor show has wrapped up in the City of Lights, where the continent's biggest car manufacturers revved their engines to compete against China in a race toward an all-electric future by 2035. From sleek German engineering to chic French designs, automakers were there to show off their stunning new electric and hybrid wheels.
It's a very significant market representation. I would say the French market or / European, around 75% of the market is represented here. I think for the brands it's very important to highlight, showcase all the product newness.
And guess what? Even French President Emmanuel Macron rolled in to support homegrown full-wheel wonders.
We are going through a difficult time because the European market is shrinking and there's very strong competition from China. So I think it is necessary at times like these, first of all, to protect ourselves so as to establish, in a way, fair rules.
The race to fully electric is picking up speed, but budget-friendly and low-maintenance electrics are stealing the spotlight as drivers' top picks.
You look around this motor show, you look around car showrooms, they are packed full of electric cars with the latest technology that will work for a lot of car buyers.
Meanwhile, China is dominating the electric car arena, with hundreds of brands revving up to capture the hearts of drivers worldwide. The real challenge for Europe? Competing against the luxurious, yet affordable Chinese contenders.
What really I hope and I think people will get out from is a big smile on their face, memories that they can share with their families.
Brands like BYD, Skywell and others are skyrocketing in sales, showcasing cutting-edge tech that leaves competitors in the dust.
In terms of performance, they have reached a level of quality that is practically equivalent to our market.
But Europe is also shifting into high gear. Renault is bringing back a classic, the 4, now with a compact, modern twist and a zippy electric engine. And hold on tight, because Alpine and Audi are taking the electric dream to new speeds with jaw-dropping models. With the 2024 Paris Motor Show wrapping up this year, anyone who's passionate about the latest automotive tech had the opportunity to witness this thrilling showdown. Are you ready to shift gears as the rise of electric motors accelerates?
And that's our show. Find our latest stuff on YouTube and do subscribe to our channel. See you soon.